Hey guys, I'm Perry, a pro jungler in the NACL/Academy League. I played on Dignitas Academy last year, and I've been maintaining Challenger for the last 3 years. Today, we're going to be going over a Kindred game in Emerald, and pretty much from what I know is our student here, he's a tilter, he doesn't really dodge, he's pretty good with the shampoo, but for the most part, he's overwhelmed with the amount of information he's been given from other coaching sessions, and the mid game is something we want to talk about a lot. So, we're going to go through the fundamentals like we always do, but we're going to put more emphasis on making the game as simple as we can for ourselves because League is hard. There's a lot going on. No matter what rank you're in, there's a lot to learn. We're going to try and narrow it down as best as we can. So, like we always begin with, what are you thinking coming into this game? What are your thoughts?
I want to path bots because Malphite's not going to do shit entire game, and then maybe I can play for mid with point and click CC.
Okay,
Um, but yeah,
good. So we got step one. We're understanding, a little bit about the champion identity. What lanes have prio?
literally none.
So their entire team has prio.
Yeah, right? Because Riven wins Malphite. Actually, I don't know if Riven wins Malphite, but like ignites, and then Riven has more agency. Teemo's ranged, and then Jhin Jareth into Ash Swain. I feel like Jhin Jareth has more push.
Cool. So as long as you have a general idea of what you think will happen in the game, that's a great start. In my head, yeah, bot lane's kind of even. I think it's 50-50. For sure, mid is like this. And top lane, I feel like it also could be even because Malphite's throwing Qs at Riven. Like, it could be Malphite favored. We'll see. But pretty much you want to do this every single game and then quiz yourself. So you want to, okay, so you think all three lanes will not have prio. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 3 minutes in the game, 250 in the game, and we're going to see if you're right about that. Okay, it's not 250 yet. 250 in the game. So top wave is in. Your mid laner has prio, and bot lane's even. Right? So that's the quiz, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much
Mm-hmm.
to get a bit of understanding, how does Pantheon have prio into Teemo? What do you think?
Teemo item is played, or I'm not sure actually. I don't know how Teemo gets Pantheon gets probably over Teemo.
Right, so Teemo's range is very short, right? Teemo walks
Uh-huh.
up, what's gonna happen is Pantheon's gonna Q him, he's gonna jump him, he's gonna do anything. Right? Teemo's wave clear is also really bad. If Pantheon is throwing Qs like regular Qs into the wave, he'll actually get priority if he wants to. But the biggest thing is if you're playing a champion that's ranged, what can happen is this champion, any melee champion, can play for prio into a ranged champion by giving some of their HP. So
Okay.
naturally, yes, a ranged champion should have prio, but if this guy wants to play for prio, he can. Okay? And like we said, bot lane was even, like I said. So that's pretty much how you would look at it when you quiz yourself and review your own games. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now we can look at the actual game, but one thing I'm noticing here, and this is its own point, but let's talk about early game. Pathing, check for lane priorities. Oh my gosh. Check for lane volatility. And 3, check which lanes are aggressive. So we didn't really talk about these two things, but you kind of did, right? You said Revan has ignites. You said that like your mid lane maybe because mid lane is a stun and whatnot. So I would like for you to categorize these things into volatility and aggression. So Riven and probably plays aggressive, right? Pantheon, Teemo, this could be aggressive, this can be volatile. But that's how I would categorize where you want to go towards. Okay, and for some more notes, do not use stat checkers.
I didn't use it,
Okay,
but these days I was like, fuck it, I want to kind of like cheat. So like I started using it like this week, but like every other coach says don't use it. So like I memorized like the count timers and everything. But I was like, whatever, fuck it, I'm gonna start using it.
so
But yeah,
so what I mean by stat checker is this:
yeah, yeah.
if you use these, I don't care. Griffin, he had
Oh,
rank 1
okay,
using them. That's fine.
okay, okay.
Doesn't matter. If you're not playing competitive, collegiate, amateur, trying to go pro, you don't need to. You don't. You can use these. It doesn't matter.
Uh-huh. Don't know what are you talking about.
This is what I'm talking about. Looking at your teammates' stats. If you go to OPGG and you hit live game, if you go to any stat checker to look at your teammates, that's
Uh-huh.
where you should step away from it.
Oh, that's the only thing I look at though. Like camp timers, I memorize it, so like I don't mind that. I just look at it for to see my teammates.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you shouldn't.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
don't so we have two things, right? You have your don't type, don't have your chat on, right? And don't use stat checkers. It's the same thing. All you're doing is you're
Mm-hmm.
feeding yourself fake information. You're building prejudice against your teammates and against theirs as well. You probably look at this,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh yeah, Timo's terrible. So what happens when Timo has 5 kills? Then you're gonna be tilted. You're looking at your mid lane
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this guy's not played Pantheon. Oh, he's probably terrible, right? And then what happens is if he does play terrible, you're gonna be even more tilted. Oh, Ash is doing good. Oh, Swain's doing good. What if they do bad? All you're doing is you're building judgment against your teammates, and judgment normally is never good in the first place. But especially in a video game, it's much easier to be tilted and aggressive towards your teammates. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it harder to stay focused in the game. The point is to stay focused and to play your own game. So this, whatever you use to check stats, don't. It's a bad habit. What we might
Mm-hmm.
see later on in the game is when you die, you might check stats. We'll see. Okay, so going with the game, path bot, sure. Malphite gives you a soft leash. Our camp pulling is really good here. Well done. Okay, our W here. So watch Griffin's clear or something. But you want a W up here so you can pull the camp even further. You can take literally 0 damage from this Krug. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This camp, same thing here. Kite. You're walking. You're playing a ranged champ, and even if you're not playing a ranged champ, you never want to queue in like this. You're queuing like that, or you're queuing like that. Okay,
Okay.
you're just losing a little bit more HP than you should be. After your top 3 camps, you should be at the worst this HP. Most of the time, Griffin's
Mm-hmm.
at full HP when he's done. Okay, top had to recall, top TV back, and we look at top wave, right? And I want you to tell me
Yeah.
what's going on with top wave.
I was scared it's gonna crash. So right now it's like not frozen, but kind of frozen, I guess. She's gonna crash soon, so I want to get there fast.
Right?
Right. But soon she's gonna crash it, and she's probably gonna try to back.
Right. So what she's doing is she's trying to crash and she's trying to back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your Malphite's in base. Your Malphite's level 1. Your Malphite needs to teleport, right? What Riven has right here with this wave is a whole nother teammate. Maybe even more than a teammate. Waves early game are OP.
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna see you fight. Your Malphite's level 1, he might get level 2. Riven's gonna be level 3 with Ignite in an entire wave, and you're playing Kindred level 3 versus level 3. It's not gonna look pretty. But you've done two things correctly, and you've collected information, right? And you have made a decision pretty much. But you've collected information on the way, which is a really good step. Okay, but we're gonna go here, and okay, so Riven's also really low, so you probably saw that from earlier. But this makes your play a bit better, right? But we'll see if this Riven can outplay it a little bit. Nope, it's close though, right? It gets close. I don't know if she had Ignite or not,
Yeah.
but it's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
So all the way back here, let's double check. Okay, so this is good. You checked real quick here, and you made sure to look at HP. This is really good, really good. So not only did you get information on the wave, you collected information on the enemy HP / conditions. So
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. I want to see this the entire game. Okay, get the kill, recall, perfect. Okay, futures market, I don't really know. I have no thoughts about that really. If you like it, you like it. Okay, go for crab. This
Mm-hmm.
is good. This is good. This is good. Okay, and bot fight, bot skirmish. Okay, Ash is playing like this. Okay, we use W on this crab. Why? Do you need the
Uh,
damage?
I guess not. I just do it every time. Should I just
Yeah,
not use it if I don't know
yeah.
where
No,
enemies
no.
are?
How long is your W cooldown? Pop quiz.
Like 20 questions, like 20 seconds.
Yeah, like 20 seconds. So let's say there's a fight that breaks out, which it does. Within the next 20 seconds, you're pissed champion, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're really scared of this crab getting taken, just use your smite. Like use your smite Q auto smite. So if I'm playing Viego, if I'm playing Hecarim, if I'm playing Diana, I'm never using my Viego E. I'm never using my Hecarim E. I'm never using my Diana E without my Q. Right? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From base this entire time, waves. Right? So you almost have it, but we should be checking what's going on bot wave, what's going on mid wave. You're
Mm,
pathing
right.
here, right? You're getting it down for the most part, but you need to be looking even more. Okay?
So am I more worried about wave or because the only thing in my head right now was I showed top
Uh
enemy
huh.
jungle can invade my bots, so I want like my team to help me in case like he's in my jungle.
Yeah. So if their wave is under their turret, how are they helping you?
Right. But because they're not, I'm like pinging for help, or like I'm like worried about my jungle. But should I be worried like lanes?
Well, you need to check the lanes first in order for them to help you. They can't help you unless you check lanes. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So from this whole time in base, like yes, that is the jungle instinct. Bot crab for Mark, bot camps to defend. But what's going on with these guys' game? You have about 20 seconds of nothing from base
Yeah.
to think about what these guys are doing. So put yourself in their position when you look at their wave, look at the HP. What are they thinking about? Nocturne can not only invade you, he can also gank a lane,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this guy is hovering the bot side, and he has no wards. Your bot lane's about to push up. You need to use your pings, not just to ping this Nocturne, but to ping, is he here? Is he here? Can you tell your teammates to play safer? But we can't
Mm-hmm.
do any of that unless we collect even more information. Okay,
Right.
so here we look a little bit, we look at some conditions a bit, right? The wave, we get a little bit of an understanding on the wave, right? Let's look at Teemo's conditions. Teemo's gonna soon be shitting on your Pantheon, um,
Mhm.
right? Collecting information is super important, but here in this fight, if you had your W, it would have been much better. Your Q is fine, I think. Stepping away, okay? So look at the position of this fight. 3 here, half HP, half HP, half HP, low mana, right? Nocturne just used all of his abilities. This guy just flashed it away. Our W's coming up. We did use our E, but our W and our Q are coming up. And I don't even care about the picture right here. What do you think I'm looking at right now?
Killing them.
No, no, no. It's not about killing. It's not about these guys right now. I'm not looking. I'm not looking at this. What am I looking at?
The map. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean I am looking at the. I'm looking at the Swain. I'm looking at the Pantheon.
Okay.
Right? The longer this fight
Mm.
goes on, the better it is.
Right. Right.
So click here. This is good. Play defensively, right? But click
Mm-hmm.
here to tether. So if these guys come forward, you go backwards. If these guys go down, you go down, and you're just matching them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you want to keep them here. You're gonna destroy them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So these clicks right now, you're running away from the fight entirely. It's really bad.
So now I should be pressing down,
Yes. So
like
now
right
the
now.
moment this Nocturne went down, you should be going down too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And let's say these guys all turn on you all of a sudden, flash away, and they're all dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a triple kill here, or like at least 2 kills. Swain might kill one. Yeah, Swain does kill one. Well, your W was. Oh, your W is there. Okay. Um. Okay, I guess it's fine. Actually, the way you did is fine. Honestly, I would never flash here. That's my thoughts. I would never flash here
Wait. Why?
because let's say the Xerath flashes away, right? Pantheon has flash, you'll kill him, right? Let's say Pantheon doesn't have flash and this guy flashes away and he lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next
I
fight,
can't
the
touch him
next time you
anyways.
fight bot, you have flash advantage.
Okay.
So you make not this fight good, but you make the next fights where Xerath doesn't have flash for the next 4 or 5 minutes, depending on inspiration, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll guarantee yourself a kill the next sequence. And guess what? You're playing Kindred, right? If you mark the Xerath or the Jhin that are both flashless and you have flash, boom, that's a free mark.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, what I'm doing when I'm on this side of the map, I'm going straight to my camps. What I'm also doing by doing this and not chasing for the kill is I'm generating so much more tempo over this Nocturne. Why?
Cause
What
he
does
can't
Nocturne need to
farm and
do?
I'm farming.
Yeah, he can't farm and you're farming. What else has he not done this game?
Gank.
No, no, no. I mean, he made a play here, but like this Nocturne hasn't done what? Just more try. You got it.
Oh, did he not base?
Yeah, he hasn't based.
Right.
Like
Okay.
the only way he's in this position at this time
Yeah.
at level 4 is because he hasn't based.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he need to do from here?
Base.
He needs
Or
to
we clear
base.
camps in the base.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he full cleared down, right? So he has no camps
Yeah,
from
full
bot
clear.
side.
Right. Right.
So he
Right.
needs to
Right.
base. 8 seconds, 20 seconds out of base. 28, almost 30 seconds. You can clear your entire bot side, this and this, recall, match tempo, be up, 1,000 gold because this is all 600 gold right here. And now when you're in the bot side, he's fucked pretty much, right? You can even, like, you just be up so much tempo you can play for this dragon, pretty much. You have more opportunity in the game. But I would never ever go for the skill like this here unless I can save my flash. Right, so if Xerath was closer to you, I would be more interested. But you didn't even get the kill here or assist, so it's like why? So sad.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the wave, I
So
guess.
at which point did you deduce that um farming would like how did you think of all that steps? Like, um,
Great question.
I should turn back, can't do my camps, and then I have not perma tempo to get
Yep.
my top cams base, and then go back bot. Like, at which point did you do this at?
That is a great question. It's right here. You have island advantage, right? This guy hasn't recalled. I would click on him as well to confirm, because it's 350, so the timing is a bit weird, right? He should be in the river ready at 330, right? So the timing's a bit weird, right? But you would
Right.
click on him here, you would see he has no items, and that instantly tells you what he has to do is recall, okay? And you've already recalled, so
But I
that
want to fight, right? Because I have like dagger double longsword advantage.
yeah. So fighting now is completely fine, right? So, but
Mm-hmm.
you just keep that in the back of your head that this guy needs to recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that is you have 17 CS, you're down a lot of EXP this game, right? Because you went for a 3 camp top gank and he
Right.
full cleared, you're down some EXP. So you need to clear your camps as well. So what you need to do is clear your camps. What he needs to do is recall. After the fight, that's what's going to happen, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the later it takes for him to recall, the better for you. The later it takes for you to clear your camps, the better for him. That's how I would view the tempo here, right? So
What
you
do
want.
you think about if if the fight didn't happen here and now he's basing, right? I
Mhm.
base and then contest him at top scuttle.
Never.
Why?
This crab is piss useless. Look at how much
But it could
EXP.
be my next mark, and
Look
he can't get it.
look at how much EXP you got. That was literally nothing, by the way. A camp gives you double, 2.5 more times.
Right, and then I get my respawn to Krogs Raptors, no?
Yeah, but you can just cycle up, right? Recall, play for dragon, play for bot.
I see. Do you know Eags?
Sure. Yeah, I know.
Because I feel like a lot of these thoughts, like I'm not trying to say like he would say this right now. I feel like maybe he would, but like a lot of these like ideas is like because I had like a few questions from him, and a lot of his like not theory, like what he would like to do is like just completely match enemy jungle in that sense. And because this is still my first camp, like level 1 camps, I feel like he'd tell me to go base right now, go top crab, and then try to contest crab, and then get my respawn camps to go bot or something.
Yeah,
So like a
well,
lot of that is like very confusing, but okay, yeah.
yeah, okay, I can see how that's confusing, and I'll tell you why it's bad. Okay, so first thing is you're never recalling, right? You just came off a map, right? So if
Right.
I am playing for this top crab to match him, I'm running to the top crab from here, right? I'm just bolting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let's say that you do match Nocturne to the top side, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's cleared 3 bot camps and you haven't, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
will be matched with him, right? You'll be here, he'll be here. But when he clears this, by the time you're done, right? He has one less camp to clear, right? Because of this and this, right? So he can
Mm-hmm.
still be in the lane faster. And let's say, like, you fight him, right? Let's say you fight him like here in the river, and like no one is
Mm-hmm.
touching the bot side, no one's touching the bot side. What's gonna happen is he's still up EXP because he full cleared. Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So his advantage is just the fact that he has more EXP right now, and this crab is not significant enough to change your EXP value. Okay, if this was second crab, maybe it's worth contesting, maybe it's worth matching. But you need to play your own game here. You need to hit level 6 for yourself. The timestamp you want to hit level 6 is at 8 minutes. Before 8 minutes,
Mm, okay.
right, for a Herald fight. But also by matching this guy like this, like you now actually lose tempo. Like by running from bot to top, then like this, you're losing tempo because you have camps in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe your question is, okay, how do I get back to bot side then? Just full clear then recall, right? It's very simple.
Okay.
And the
Right,
best
right.
part about that is, um, let's say there's a top play, right? You can do your camps and you have a quick time go top, then you can recall. Let's say after your wolves, there's a bot play. You can still pivot here and go mid or go bot or go and invade him as well. But the most important thing is you'll be up so much tempo here because look at the timing of when you're here ready to, you would be pulling the camps. This guy would have to run all the way back here and then recall. So this is again almost 40 seconds before he's even touching his camp respawn. 40 seconds, you will be done with all of your camps here, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Then he runs here. Guess what? His raptors are up. You could run to his raptors. Guess what? You can run to raptors, to Krugs, recall, and you would still be matching him, right? Because you're here when he's here, right? So by the
Mhm.
time he's here, you're here. By the time he's here, you're here. By the time you're in base, he's done with this. By the time you guys are gonna meet each other in the river, right? And now you have spent, you've full cleared one, so your EXP is high, and then now you've got an extra 1,000 gold in your pocket spent.
Mhm.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. So here, look, so we do what we need to do, right? We need to clear our camps, right? And now we're actually
Mhm.
like down tempo. Um, maybe not down, but we're like even tempo, where we could have been up 40 seconds worth of clear speed time.
Mhm.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Okay, so we're doing one thing
So I
here.
crashed wave, and
Yeah.
I know it's gonna bounce back. So I wanted to gank them when my bot lane comes back because they're gonna push wave. But also, I was scared of my top camps respawning. So I either wanted to make a play bots or go defend top camps and not waste time on wolves.
So if you're Nocturne here, you would run straight to your top side. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I'm thinking he's gonna go top side,
Yeah.
and yeah, so he can either do that, or maybe he just goes for his camps. But like in the worst case scenario, because like a lot of people say to think in the worst case scenarios, like if he does go to my Raptors, then well he takes it. So I don't want him to do that. So either I
Why?
force a
Wait,
play
real
bot.
quick. Why? Why don't you want to take? Why don't you want him to take it? I want him to take it.
Wait, why? Because it's respawn camps. I don't get XP. He gets that, and then he gets to take his entire boss. He gets to take his entire jungle.
So are you AFK? Right? If he gets to take your Raptors, are you AFK? Because if in my head, if he's going to your Raptors, you're going to your
Uh
Wolves,
huh.
you're invading him, you're doing Dragon, you're doing something else on the map. When he does your Raptors from base, he needs to go back to his Krugs, go back to Wolves, and clear down. And that entire time, you could be doing this Dragon. You could be invading his
But that's
Raptors
only
back.
if I know he invades my Raptors. Like, because I don't know that he'll invade it, right? Because if I don't know,
Yeah,
if I
I
know he
mean,
invades my
you can
Raptors,
ask this guy to ward. Just ping him. Just type to him. I know I said don't play with chat on, but if you really care, then you can type to him. But normally you ping your teammates, hey, this thing could get stolen. Then that's how you would cover for that. And if you really want to cover for that, you would never have this problem if you know, play tempo correctly earlier. But the
hmm
biggest thing, the biggest thing is Raptors or not, you're never returning to bot side. That is not an option. Because if their wave still
why?
pushes back, right? Yeah, so this wave
hmm
still pushes back. Your Ashe doesn't touch the wave. It comes back. Also, it's not even right now. Um, they cleared the wave so fast that it's not really slow pushing back, right? So if they last hit the minions, then it will slow push. But they killed everything before the next wave came. Okay, so it's gonna be an even wave. Okay, let's say it slow pushes back in your world, right? What's gonna happen is
hmm
if you full clear up, recall, by the time you're slow pushing into them, you can now hover your bot lane defensively. You have a stacked wave. After they crash the wave, you can do dragon for free. And
Okay, I
instead
see.
of
I
a
see.
potential gank happening on the slow push, a potential gank, right? You're guaranteed getting 3 camps. You're guaranteed spending 1,000 plus gold, and you're guaranteeing a slow push into them into complete prio for Dragon.
Right. Okay, I see. I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. And the biggest thing about invades is I always ask your laners to ward, right? And if you see him invading you, I'm telling you, invades are terrible for the game, right? People get frustrated because they don't like you said, you don't want to let him take your camp, but let him and play the map elsewhere. They will take your camp and be so down so much tempo in the game. It's actually unreal. If you're okay with letting enemies take camps, you will find the game becomes a lot easier. It's just how it kind of goes. Um,
Like, it's so hard because okay, like I said, I was talking about Eags, right? So like it's nowadays that I'm like realizing like he's kind of dog shit, no offense. But like cause I got coaching from you know music?
yeah,
So music, Kirei, I think and Eags. So like Eags would always the only thing Eags focuses about is like invading. So he'd be like, okay, third camp is to invade if you're stronger or something. Always start red buff so you can invade, stuff like that. And everything revolved around defending invades and just invading enemy jungle. So like at every single point he's looking to invade enemy jungle in some way. And then Kira was telling me slowly that that's bad. And then music is also telling me that's bad. It's like I'm like starting to understand. And then like music and Kira are telling me like full clear is good. Recycling camps, like hovering, like playing for tempo and like knowing what to play for is good. And so like I think I'm understanding the game a little better like that way. But like because I got the most coaching from Eags for like 3 months straight, like maybe like once a week, once every other week.
Yeah.
Like I have so much like bad fundamentals inside me. Cause like maybe if you can watch his videos in your free time or something, you can see. But like everything he talks about is just invading, defending invades, and invading enemy jungle. It's like that's like it's such a like ingrained part of me, like for habits.
Fair enough. I mean, like music and Kira are saying, yeah, invading is not that great. And the reason why I don't think what Eags is trying to teach is necessarily that bad, is because invading is actually part of the game and it's important. Invading is definitely like
Mhm,
something that people do, something that a lot of people do, something that is worth learning. What I stress is consistency and fundamentals and basics, especially when you're past gold and you know like all the champions' abilities, most of the items in the game. Fundamentals are key. And what I mean by that is when you have fundamentals, you can play the game consistently.
yeah.
If you're permanently invading, there is a consistency with your invades, but it's it's harder to find consistency when you're not playing around your own camps and your own game. It's like you're
Right,
playing to
right.
be consistent around the enemy's game, but the enemy's game can change, right?
Hmm.
Because if I'm Nocturne, I'm not invading you, right? If I'm playing against you, I'm not invading you. I'm just gonna take my tempo and I'm gonna clear my entire camps and hit level 6, right? But if you play with the idea that they could invade you, it's actually just making the game harder for yourself, more complicated for yourself, right? Just
Hmm.
keep the game simple, consistent, and the same way a laner would never want to give 2 to 3 waves, a jungler should not want to give 2 to 3 camps. One camp is equal to like 1 wave. In terms
Hmm.
of gold and EXP, it's a little bit less, but in terms of gold, it is. And you've been
Hmm.
talking to me a lot about camp EXP respawns. Really quickly, I'm just gonna show you what EXP difference is between a level 1 Gromp and a level 4 Gromp. So, or Raptors, for example, like a respawn camp, it is actually insane that like no one's covered this, and I'm going to cover this soon. But look at the difference. So a level 1 Gromp gives you 120 EXP, right? And it's my computer's lagging, but a level 4 Gromp gives you 9 more EXP. 9. How
Oh,
much
what?
EXP does a melee or a ranged minion give? Pop quiz. Do you know?
No idea. Like no idea.
Okay,
But
so
I think it's like more than that. Huh?
a melee minion gives you 60 EXP. Okay, and a caster gives you 30.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay, so the 9 EXP difference between your first camp respawn and your second camp respawn is not significant. Your first camp respawn to your level 9 camp respawn, that is where value starts sitting because when you clear all of your camps, it's worth a lot more. Okay? I can't get it here. Oh, I didn't search a minion. Melee minion. I want to show you so you can really see. But again, all these things, you literally just search them up. You search them up on LoL and you can fully understand what exp values are, what these things are. But look, exp 61 exp, right? And what this means is like when you share exp with your laners, you actually gain more, right? So then now when you share it, it is 75 divided by 2 pretty much. And with the more
Hmm.
the more people that are near you, the more exp a minion will give, but obviously it becomes less because it's divided by 5. But that's how they balance exp sharing, right?
Hmm.
The level 1 Gromp to the level 4 Gromp is very minuscule. It doesn't matter. Okay, so clearing your whole
Hmm.
camps here, all of your camps here, is just better. Okay, and then
Hmm.
worrying about the camp respawn or like leveled up camp, like again, doesn't matter. The
Okay.
biggest difference is I think like 14 EXP with Crooks.
Hmm.
Okay, so the spot gank, right? So you're thinking a slow push, right? I told you that it's better to play into the full clear line and then recall, and when you have better items and you have angle to play the game, you're playing for this dragon, right? And why dragon? Why these waves? All these things that I'm stressing pretty much is to be consistent.
So do you generally always play for like what's the timer for first dragon? 6 minutes?
You tell me. You don't know?
I actually don't know. Hold up.
It's 5 minutes. Dragon spawns at 5 minutes. And if you didn't know and I
Interesting.
wasn't here, you would have to search it up. Just go Dragon Lol Wiki and you would figure out when it spawns, right?
Okay.
But the
Do you
goal,
generally play
oh,
for that?
yes. In the past, I loved playing for kills. I love playing for a lot of ganks. But now that I'm at my elo, that I am, I value dragons and waves, and I value teaching that because it's consistent. Every game there is going to be a dragon to play for. Every game there are going to be waves to play for. So always make your plans around dragons and waves, right? Dragons will never change. Also, dragons are worth 1.5k gold of stats, and they scale.
Is first dragon important?
Yeah, and
Because again, I'm gonna go back to E, but
okay.
he literally every single time said give up dragon, just play for 8 minute herald because dragon is worth 25 gold, and it gives you 25 gold and like barely any experience. So he said instead invade enemy jungle or just play for heralds.
I mean, we have
I can literally
complete
link the video.
we have
I'll
complete
actually link
opposite
the video.
styles of like viewing the game, and I'll tell you, if you watch how a Gurren plays, he's rank 1, right? I'm taking a
No,
lot
yeah, that's why. Yeah,
of what
yeah.
I coach from a Gurren as well. I think the way he's played the game, actually, when I saw his career trip, it changed the way I play. Where I focus objectives, I focus dragon, and I'm actually just winning more. But dragons not only are worth stats, right? Dragons itself give you stats. If you look after the session, we can go and I'll show you how it gives you stats, right? But not only
Mhm.
that, it gives your teammates a mental buff. For some reason, players that have played the game for a decade, even 1 year or 2 years, they love dragons. They love dragons. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they love
Yeah.
dragons. Okay? So if the enemy team sees you get a dragon, they're going to be triggered. If your team sees you get the dragon, they're going to be so happy with you. Would your teammates rather see you be up a level 7 to level 6, or up a dragon level 6 to level 6? What do you think?
Up a dragon.
Easily up a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Easily. So not only are you giving your teammates mental buff, you're giving the enemy teammates a mental debuff, and you're actually getting a lot of stats worth of gold.
Mm.
So dragons actually are just really good to play for. Now playing for heralds aren't bad to play for, but if you play for a dragon in between 5 to 6 or 7 minutes, you can still play for herald. So you can play for both pretty much, right? Not invades. If you play for invades, you can't do either pretty much.
So is your general plan if you start top, for example,
Hmm.
top down, and then you like reset,
Hmm.
and then go like top down, reset into bot lane prio into dragon.
Yeah, whatever I can. Really,
So just full clear
I
dragon,
I could be
ideally.
pathing up and reset and then bot play and then pathing up reset dragon. Like yeah, just like whatever you can. Skip camps if it's necessary, but yeah, play for the dragon. Don't flip the dragons. Don't play off bad conditions and bad waves. But yes, your plans should be around the dragon. And let's say you're like okay, but dragon like you're taking the dragon. It's hard. Like it's kind of like a flip fight. What happens in all elos, and this is challenge, and I'll link you a clip after. People
Mm-hmm.
come to check the objectives one by one. What's gonna happen is you guys are gonna be four here, right? Because hopefully you're
Like
mid as
well.
prio and you
Mm-hmm.
bot as prio,
Mm-hmm.
and then the monkey's mid lane is gonna be like la 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 la. He's gonna go here and you jump him. You just jump him and he's dead. Right. Alternatively, the enemy jungler is gonna go too fast and you jump him and he's dead. And alternatively, right, the bot lane goes by themselves while their mid and jungle go like this, and then you just go and jump on one side and you win the fight. So the dragon itself is not necessarily like to get the dragon, but you also force them into a fight. And a fight that's favored because you're four stacked, and people on all elos have a tendency of checking way too fast, way too early before their teammates are near them.
Before dragon, you look for mid and bot prio, right?
Hmm.
What if they don't have prio? Do you gank first?
Yeah,
Do you get prio?
if you think the fight will be winning after you gank, that is fine. The thing that I don't like about ganks, generally speaking, is like give the enemy jungler benefit of the doubt and think if the jungler is there, do I win 3v3? Right, and most of the times it's not because they have wave advantage. If they have prio, then you're not going to win the 3v3, right? But once you think about it that way, you'll see that a lot of the ganks you're making are actually not that good if the enemy jungler is there, right? Um,
Right, right.
so I personally don't like playing for ganks before a dragon. What I do like playing for is let's say the wave is even like this. So even right
Mm-hmm.
now, what you could do is you could just show and kill the wave and just 3v2 them and just kill the wave. And then after you bring your teammates over and the same position happens, you have four and they have two here, like one up here, one up here. And you can do the dragon. But these guys are going to get prio by themselves because look at the position they're in, right? And look at the position this guy's in. The distance from the wave itself is how you can value who's gonna get prio. These guys from this wave, they're gonna get prio compared to this guy. Look at how far
Mm-hmm.
that line is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you waited here, these guys are gonna get prio. Maybe Pantheon doesn't get prio, but he's playing Pantheon. He's gonna be much more useful than the Teemo in the fight. You could actually pull the
Mm-hmm.
dragon right here.
Would you ever go for dragon without prio?
Fundamentally and consistently speaking, no. But once you learn more, there are angles, yes. But if you're trying to be as consistent as possible, which should be the goal for you, no,
Mm-hmm.
I would never. Okay, let's continue from
So you
here.
think
No, go on.
showing to push wave to get prio to get dragon is worth? I thought
Yes.
showing is just not worth.
Generally speaking, showing is not worth, but you're showing for a reason. Let's say it's completely even. Let's say Jin is right here and Xerath is right here. Right now they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be beefing pretty much the entire time. Right. So you
Mm-hmm.
showing, they'll instantly run away and you instantly get prio. Alternatively, you show and these guys are gonna maybe get hit by an ability. Ash is gonna slow them and you can chunk them out and then get prio still. But if you get something from showing, showing's fine. Generally speaking, people just show for fun though. They show, they're like, oh, is it a gank? And then there's no gank and they run away. And then they're just like, it's just like, what just happened there? Right? But if you show
Okay,
with
I
the
see.
intent of clearing the wave, then yeah, it's good. Again, I can show you an example of that. I played a game earlier. But here, okay, so we have, Pantheon warded by himself. Right? You should be pinging this guy this whole time if you're worried that he's gonna invade you. Um, and here, look at what Nocturne's doing, right? Nocturne's playing super, super aggressively this entire time. And I wouldn't necessarily this is a flip, but let me ask, what do you think would happen if Nocturne walked through here, used his Q, used his E on this camp, maybe not his E, but his Q, and then you jumped him?
I don't know if he still has flash. If he doesn't, I kill him. Or if he does, he blows flash, I guess.
Ah, there you go. Regardless, you're winning. It's a win-win-win to me. You're gonna get his
Mm-hmm.
flash. You're gonna kill him if he doesn't have flash. And what this means for you is again, bada bing, bada boom for the dragon. Alternatively, if this dragon is not playable for it because there's no prio or anything like that, you could play for an invade, right? But I said invades are bad, right? But you have no prio, right? So if you pretend you're playing for this and you're not actually playing for this, these guys are gonna move to stop you, and as long as you know they're gonna come, you play to live, right? You don't kill yourself, and then now your lanes are gonna have prio. So
Mm-hmm.
you bring them to you, so your laners get a prio, and then bada bing, bada boom, now we go for dragon. But in this case, if you kill the Nocturne here or get him to half HP, even 30% HP, you don't even get his flash in the worst case. You still get the camp and you go for dragon. So I'm never pulling the camp here.
How long does it take to get dragon? Doesn't it take a long time and a lot of resources?
30 seconds. So 2 camps worth of time. And you get actually 2 camps worth of EXP. 1.5 at least. And normally, no. If anyone is hitting with you, it goes from a 30-second cooldown to a 15-second cooldown of like how long it takes. And lastly, the point is not necessarily to get the dragon in 30 seconds. The point is to have them come fight you, right? If their Nocturne is 30% HP and he comes to fight you, or he doesn't, and the enemy team comes to fight you 3v4, it's gonna be good for you, right?
I see, I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you win the smite, sure, but this whole time, okay, you queue into them at this point.
That
Yeah.
was an accident. That was an
Okay,
accident.
okay, fair enough, happens. Um, okay, and now it looks like it was a bit messy. Or playing to top, right? So your bot just died. They got double killed. Okay, so playing to top is fine, but actually not fine. Um, your top there's level 4. Okay, I didn't notice that. Your top laner is fucked in this game. Okay.
But that's what I'm scared of as well. Like another mental block I have are like top lane champions. I think half the top lane champions are completely fucking broken. Like Riven, for example, the champion is so fucking unbalanced in my opinion. Like if I don't stop her, she will fucking 1v9, even like for no reason. So like I feel like I have to do something.
Yeah, well that okay, so that's what we could talk about as well. It's just like just play the game. Naturally, I'm more relaxed. That's a myth, pretty much. That's like you coping in your head, you building your own mental block. Like you said, it's mental block. That does not exist. That is not real. This champion is not just gonna like wipe your entire family. No. If you fuck the fights up, if you overstep, if you don't play with the conditions of what this champion can do, then yeah, sure, right? But if you
Mhm.
play to your winning lane, what's gonna happen is the more you play to your winning lane, the more the enemy team gets upset, right? And then eventually this Riven will probably leave top, come mid and try to 2v2 you, 3v3v3 or whatever, and they'll kill themselves. And either way, the point of what I'm trying to make is the more you do in your losing lanes, the harder it is for you to win the game. If this guy's level 6 here and you moved, then yeah, you would probably just actually 2v2 wipe them. This guy's level 4. It's very useless.
Like I hear that often, right? Like just like ditch your losing lane, play for winning lane. But like in games like this, like because like Riven's freezing on my fight. There's like a 2 level gap. There's so many games where top lane can just go 2-0, 100 CS lead, and 1v9 the entire game.
And I'm telling you, that's because you're making mistakes and you should be able to handle however fed the enemy top laner is. And I'm telling you, this Malphite will be more useful than this Riven in any team fight. In any team fight, really.
Mm.
Malphite can be down fucking 10 levels. And as long as he's level 6, he'll be more useful than this Riven. Right? It's playing fucking Malphite, bro. I don't care.
No,
I don't care
yeah,
what
yeah.
level this guy is. He can just hit R, bro. Just as long as he has a keyboard and a cursor, he can be more useful than this Riven. Right?
Mhm.
So that probably means if you have been experiencing those games that you somehow lost your 100 CS lead, or you lost your EX lead, or you stepped up too far. The way you're playing fights, for the one I've seen, is again, it's not clean, right? So if you're not playing the
Mhm.
fights clean, that's more of the problem than, oh yeah, like, oh, the enemy top laner always gets so fed, like, yeah, I can't win because my top always sucks. Like, no, like those are myths. That's cope. That's mental block. You can
Mhm.
always do more, pretty much, no matter what, unless you're a perfect player, and no one's a perfect player. You could always be doing more. But here you fall into the trap, your mental block, right? And the way I would get out of this is your top laner's level 4, right? His wave is fucked, okay? And if this guy lives or dies, it just doesn't change the outcome of the game. Okay,
So
again,
would you go to like Nocturne's bots or Dragon?
no, I would do the red buff. I would go down, and then I would either like I would do one of these things, one or two right here. I'm not invading here. No, no,
No, no,
no,
not his top side, his bot side.
nope. Playing for dragon. Super simple.
Mm,
Don't
okay.
overcomplicate it. And then that makes your Malphite feel like a god as well. It's so stupid, but that makes your Malphite feel like, yeah, man, I'm level 4 versus level 6, but he's still providing pressure. He's bringing the Nocturne top, and that makes this guy's mental actually like he's probably like down 100 right now, like mental points, and he like feels terrible because this guy's level up 2 levels. But you get the dragon, and all of a sudden it's like plus 100, plus 1,000 even. He's like, yeah, man, I pulled Nocturne to the top lane, yeah, and we got dragon for it. Let's go. Like that's how messed up
Mhm.
the game can be. Like, and that's why like dragons like again, you get the stats, get the scaling, and your teammates feel better. Oh, okay, so all this, right? It's all just like sloppy stuff, pretty much, right? You're wasted a lot of time in this game. So, I probably haven't heard the story, but I tell the story every time. I played with Quarter J in houses, and he told me, I asked for advice, and he told me the only advice I can give you is play the game natural, play the game normal game. I would ask him to review every single time. I played like 3 games with him. After every game, I would ask him, Core, do you have any advice? Core, what should I do? And every time he would just say, just play the game, just play jungle, just do what's good for jungle. So relax. It's okay. The game is not going anywhere. The game won't be lost just because they get 1 kill, just because even if they get 10 kills. The more relaxed, the more natural you play the game, the better it'll feel, right?
Mhm.
Don't stress the small stuff of like my top laner is down 2 levels or my top laner, I mean, that's big stuff, but my top laner is inting, whatever. Just play your game, and you will find that eventually the enemy team will actually make more mistakes than you because you're relaxed, you're level-headed, and you're not inting pretty much. Okay, so top laner dies again, yippee, and we go for a camp. But again, this camp is like actually worse than taking your wolves and your Gromp. Um, I would probably take wolves and Gromp and then play for dragon, play for bot pressure, play for mid pressure. Right. So this whole early
Mhm.
game, we're probably going to be seeing you avoid objectives. Right.
I think so. I don't remember. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I think I knew Nocturne was headed bots, so I wanted to hover because I finished on the camps, and I don't think I can do Dragon. So I think I'm trying to base, but like hover in the meantime.
Hover for what?
in case like Nocturne tries something. I don't know.
Look at what your Ashe and
Because
Swain
like
are.
there's nothing else to
What are they
do.
what are they trying? What is Nocturne gonna
I
try?
mean, I just knew Nocturne's bot side, and I cleared my bot side camps, but we can't do dragon. So I need a base, but like I might as well just base next to them so I can hover, then just base right next to Gromp.
Yeah, but look at how much time you lost. Right, when I would have smited. 828 you could have recalled. 835. Oh no, no. Oh, okay. Oh. So 836. Okay. We could have recalled 828, and that's 8 seconds. That is your full recall wasted by just dancing around. What did you hover here? What did you accomplish?
I guess nothing.
Yeah, you wasted time here. There's more wasted time. Like if we were to add this entire game up, and I'll give you like how much wasted time, I'm thinking already it's going to be over 1 minute, right? And when you get over 1 minute, it's already bad. You're playing an Emerald and you're wasting over 1 minute jungling, and you're able to get to Emerald. Like that's how fucked up the game is sometimes, right? But I think this game you probably wasted around like after this as well, like a minute and a half of worth of time. You've just been
Hmm.
like, just going down to the drain. You're not playing for tempo at all. And the best part is I don't care if you do this if you have your mythic. Because the
Mm,
game, the early game, I don't know, this is the new thing I'm teaching. Early game is all about rushing to your first item, so you can't fight. So early game is don't fight unless you have a guaranteed play. Right? Let me put this here. Don't fight unless you play slash there's. Once you get your first item, fight whatever the hell you want. I don't care. As long as it's with your teammates that are like decent, and also these guys are like down 2 levels or down a level each. Like, and they got solo killed by themselves earlier, right? So these guys I would want to play with anyway. I would want to play with this guy. And if not the Pantheon, I would want to just keep recalling and just keep clearing, right? But once you get your first item, that's when you play aggressive. That's when you go and you invade. That's when you go and you play for objectives even more. That's when you go and you go for dives. That's when you go and you can play to your weak side when you have your first item. So if you did
wait, so the
ex-
alternative of losing, so like if I didn't waste like a minute, would the alternative be I have farmed more?
yeah, you have far more. You would have your mythic in this scenario. If you
Because
did,
there's so many games where I'm like perma just AFK farming,
yeah,
and I just feel completely useless.
yeah. So let's say you're at this time and you have your mythic, right? You're feeling useless because you're not finding an opportunity on the map. But that's on you. That's the problem. You're not useless because you farmed all game. No, you're strong and you're not able to find a good play. And then eventually you get so bored or you get so like frustrated that you're not able to find a good play that you fucking like go this far deep and you kill yourself. So then you
Mm.
think that the entire time you full cleared is bad. But no, hitting your mythic in the early game is very good. It's just you need to find a good play. And normally that means focusing objectives and playing on waves. The game doesn't change, it's still objectives and waves. Okay, we've talked
Mhm.
a
Okay.
lot about the early game. What I'm gonna do is I wanna see some fights and then I'm gonna talk about some mid game.
There is no mid game. We literally 15
Oh, you
this.
15 this. Okay, then that's fine. I wanna see some fights. Again, Wing. Why? It's 1k HP. You don't need this W to get this. This is just a bad habit right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had W up here, you kill this guy. Maybe not kill, but it's actually way closer. Because you'd be able to Q over this wall right here. If you had your W up, you'd be able to flash and like Q back. You'd be able to reposition so hard here. But what I'm doing right away is like the moment this guy's jumping me like this, right, you didn't use your flash like the whole time. This whole sequence. If you got a flash, okay, and the reason why I instantly choose this wall is because actually like where your Malphite is, he's super close to you. But also this is the closest wall you're at. That's what I want to reposition to. Alternatively, you could just run that way. Like you just want to run away from him. Even if you flash down here, that's fine. Just get away from this guy. Don't lose your whole HP bar, and then flash. But the biggest thing, other than like actual mechanics here, is you didn't have your W. And there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There it is. I don't know if you actually looked at something specifically, but you mute all, you type something, and then you look at stats. That is the pattern a lot of tilters have when they have stats like this and they type. They 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 look at stats. After something bad happens, I look at stats, and it's a, it's what everyone does. Like Griffin has done it, and Griffin is aware of it. But it's just something that you want to work on pretty much. You want to try to just not do it. Okay, it's okay. It's okay if the game goes bad. It's okay if the games are unbalanced. You should try and still win these games. 100% still winnable. There you go. Jinfect is fucking Jinfect is fucking telling it to you, man. Like unironically, like I'm not gonna fully agree with this guy. Like you're my student, but like yeah, like just keep playing the game. The game is not over. The game is 8-3. It's fucked up. You've fucked this game up a lot on your own terms, but in this game, you're still the only one who can carry this game. The moment you lose your focus, yeah, the game is pretty fucking over. But this Pantheon's been trying this whole game to win, and you haven't been at mid lane a single time. You haven't used Pantheon ult to your advantage a single time. You haven't worked with this guy a single time, and he's the only one trying to play. I've seen you go top lane twice. I've seen you go bot lane like 3 times. But why not the one guy that's trying to win the game?
I actually never go mid lane almost in jungle unless I have like a Lissandra. I don't know why.
Yeah, but
That's something
mid
else. Like,
prio is the most broken thing in the game, right? Because then mid lane can go with you. It's the closest to the jungle camps. It's the closest to the objectives, right? And then mid lane is normally just OP. So even if you're not going through mid to gank, you're going through mid to protect the wave and get prio. It's really powerful, especially since you're playing with a champion like Pantheon. This guy wants to
mhm,
fight. He wants to do stuff. So you need to
mhm,
involve him in the game at the very least.
okay.
Okay, see one good fight with Pantheon. GG. GG. We were back in it pretty much. There you go. Right? This is what we want to talk about the whole game. We've 12 minutes in the game. We finally got a mid 2v2 going, and we won the game pretty much. Like the game is now saved. Um, really important to play off your winning lanes. Off your lanes who are at least even. The rest of your team is not even. Your mid laner is hard losing, right? Down 30 CS. Your bot lane is like getting roped. Your mid lane is down a bit, but he hasn't died a single time. He's been getting kills. He's the only other person actively playing this game.
Mhm.
Okay, tempo here, and definitely not invade here. What I
What do
would
you mean by
do,
tempo? Just clear top?
just recall. Your conditions are terrible. Just recall or clear top. Since you do have top camps, you can just clear top camps. But tempo because you have no HP, right? And you have 1k gold to spend. This is a lot
Mm,
of gold. Whenever you have 1k plus gold to spend, right? Your HP is low and you have 1k plus gold. You should recall. Okay, so eventually you end up recalling anyway, but again, it's a lot of wasted time. Let's see where you could have recalled. So right here, about 12-16, because I would go here and recall. 12-16, we end up recalling at 12-25, right? So again, it's another, what is that, 10 seconds wasted. Okay, there's top fiesta
oh
going
yeah,
on.
this is the tilted moment.
Okay. You're so angry, actually. It's like okay, it's like understandable to be upset. It's understandable to be tilted. It's understandable to like not really focus at that point at these points of the game. But what just happened is your Malphite is now back to a position where he's not hard losing. He actually went from being so far behind to actually even. Even if he didn't kill the Riven, now Riven has to recall. Maybe Malphite can get a plate. Maybe Malphite crashes a wave, Riven loses a wave. The game is actually just getting better as you're playing. You killed mid. The game is going good. Why mad? Pretty much. Why are you mad? Right? If you have a goal of hitting back to diamond, not back to masters. You especially shouldn't be getting so triggered. It's okay. The game is actually completely fine right now. Okay, Herald. I'd obviously want to Herald towards my mid laner. right? That's the one person, the one teammate that I have that I want to play with. Okay, positioning here. Look at where Malphite is. So I want to ping on the way, right? But if my Malphite is not going forward, you cannot go forward, right? And at the very least, I'm never going this close, like ever really. Um,
Wait, why? He's
because
full HP. I need to drop heralds.
look at where your Malphite is. Look at the disconnect here. If you just waited 2 more seconds, this guy will come forward. I don't know why he's clicking backwards. Maybe he's checking his gold or something. Maybe he doesn't even know you're trying to herald. Honestly, I don't think he knows what you're doing. So because he doesn't know what you're doing, he's walking backwards. You need to walk backwards and get him on the same page as you. He does not know what you're thinking. I wouldn't know what you're thinking either. I'm not a
Wait,
perfect
I'm pretty
player.
sure I spam pinged him. Like the herald.
You question mark ping 3 times. You ping on the way. You ping Herald once. Right, but this guy's clearing the wave. He's probably looking at his gold. He's not fully focused. Ping 10 more times that you're trying to go forward. You're trying to get Rift Herald down. And if he does not want to get Rift down with you, it doesn't matter if you walk up like this. You're just going to die anyway. If this guy just says, fuck off, I don't care about Herald, and he leaves, you still can't do this. You still can't be in this position.
Wait, but if you look at this, you don't think you can fight Riven?
No, man. Look, I saw what just happened in front of my face. That
I
chap
mean,
is
I saw it in
fucking.
hindsight.
That guy has first item. No, it's not even hindsight because pretty much I'm never stepping past this line. If you stand behind this line and wait for your wave, wait to drop Herald up here, and Herald crashes together, then yeah, you can fight the Riven. It's for sure like a better position for you. But look at how far up you are before your wave is even crashed. You're in front of your wave, and you haven't even spawned Herald yet. So you're not wrong. Yeah, I want to get Rift down. I want to go forward. Just wait a second. You're in no rush here. If Nocturne comes, you win. The game's won.
Wait, but low-key, the rush was that if I drop herald later, it starts attacking the minions. So I want to drop it close to turrets. It actually dashes.
But look at the wave. The wave is all the way back here.
Oh, you're right.
You can keep trying. You can keep trying to cope as to why this is good. It's not good. It won't be good. And let's say there's a
Mhm.
wave. Imagine it. Okay, there's a wave coming right here. Bum, 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 bum. And Herald comes and he wants to hit the wave. What can this guy do? He's half HP, like you said. He can't stop the Herald from crashing when your full HP Malphite is here and your 75% HP Kindred is here. He cannot walk up. So your crash is still going to crash, even if there's a wave. Right? But
Mm.
you've crossed the line of terror, pretty much. You've crossed the line of you should be respectful of what the champion's capable of, especially because this guy is the one with like 10 kills in this game. This guy killed your Malphite like 3 times. He has first item. He's so strong, and you are too. But you need to know your limits. This is past your limits here. Alternatively, if you were like really good, you could ult right away here, and you know that when this Riven is queuing, he's going to go in like this. But I would never play my sequence like that ever. It's too risky.
Mm.
I mean, what can this guy do, bro? He's been losing the whole game. Of course, he's useless. He's down 40 CS, 2 kills, and full mythic. Of course, he's useless.
Mhm.
Right, and this is actually on you to be too far up. Actually, it's such a good play if you just waited 2 seconds. You waited until you're behind the wave, and you waited until your Malphite is on the same page as you. He
Mm.
just bro he needs to take a second, bro. Sometimes people are slower than you. It's fine. You're playing your own game. He's playing his game. You're not on the same page. You're not in comms or anything, right? So it's you guys need to be on the same page to make this play work, and it would have worked. It's not a bad play. It's just bad timing. You're not having it.
Bro, I think if you know the history around this, not this, but like I think this game or the game right before and the 2 games before, my teammate rage quit after first death. We FF'd 9 minutes or something, and then we FF 15. So I was literally about to uninstall League.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it
I
happens.
mean, some part of it is like don't Q tilt, but at the same time, like you have to have a really good reason to just keep playing. Like every single person in the entire game of League of Legends, you are not special. Everyone has experienced AFKs. Everyone has experienced a teammate leaving the game at 3 minutes. Everyone has experienced a 20 game plus loss streak or less or more. You're not special in that department. The
Mm-hmm.
people who hit the top are the ones who can get past that. Not a single challenger player I know that I've talked to, not a single one of them like has gone through a period of time where they haven't lost a shit ton of games in a row. My friend Philip, my teammate, he went from rank 10 to below challenger, 1500 LP to 900 LP in like a day, pretty much. I am still on like 20 game loss streak. Within the 20 games, he won like three or something. There's many stories about a lot of these challenger players, but they get there because they get past it. So you need to not feel so entitled that like it's just normal. It's okay. Like you need to get past it. If you can't get past it, then you have no real motivation to climb. If you care so badly to climb, you will get past it, and you will not tilt, and you will not be frustrated at your teammates because that's not the process. The process is the improvement. As you improve, you will gain LP. The 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 LP you gain, the rank you have, it does not reflect who you are. You have a bunch of different accounts as well, so you should know that. What you should focus on is the process, the things you're learning, the focus you have, the skills that bad habits you're trying to remove. The more you get better at these things, the better you're as a player you're going to become, and the more LP you will gain naturally.
Yeah.
We'll look at one more sequence, but then we're already over time. So yeah, I mean at this point, there's actually like really nothing more to look at. You're already just too tilted. I mean, see, the game is still winnable. Like, what are these guys doing? What are these monkeys doing? Why is Jin and Xerath here? Every single game is going to be winnable. Every single game, the enemy team is going to make really, really bad mistakes like this. I don't know why they're doing
Mm-hmm.
that. They're making your game winnable, and even Nocturne is being part of it. Nocturne's gonna go die too, almost. Now that's your second dragon, or first dragon. It should have been your second dragon, but that's a dragon for you. Well, every game is winnable. Even in a game you want to FF the whole time, like it's still winnable. All right, not really much to talk about mid game, but if I were to give you any advice, it would be find your winning teammate and make every play around them, especially when you hit item spikes.
Would you not fight much without item spikes unless the enemy's in team?
Yeah, almost never without item spikes, unless they're really, really inting. All right,
What if you're an early game champion?
it doesn't matter. The early game, mid game, late game champion, it's just all fake, man. Scaling is just all like it's all copium, smopium. It doesn't matter. You just need to play the fights well. And the way that covers for playing fights good or bad is item spikes. So like, what do you think an early game champion means? Give me an early game champion.
Lee Sin,
Give me like a late game champion that you're trying to fight early game against.
Vayne, Camille,
Yeah,
Ribbon.
I mean, all those champs, I'm sure to you, we can still win the 2v2. It might be 60-40, but that 40 is fucked up. Like, doesn't matter how early game you are. If you're talking about Lee Sin into Kassadin, sure. But I don't think there's a single jungler in the game that it's like so big of a difference that I emphasize early game scaling, whatever. It's just like there's very few champions
Mm.
in the game like that.
Okay.
I value the item spikes because they're consistent. Any other questions?
Okay. No, that's good. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys found some value out of this. We talked a lot about mental, but really the basics, the fundamentals need to be re-drilled. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.